what you want to. Please don't be polite, cause I like your attitude. Let's forget about a curfew, cause all that is stuck in my head is me and you. Full speed and my heart is racing, but I'm not sure I wanna pace it, cause it only does this with you. Our bodies meet, I can feel the tension, move us into the next dimension. Let's just let our bodies be true. We make out for the thrill of it, mess around for the thrill of it. Don't stop now, never let this end. For the thrill of it, we can have it, no regret. We make out for the thrill of it.
So let's add in one of these bar charts here. So let's bring in 5. And when I bring it in, it starts off at 5 seconds. That's perfectly fine. All of these will adapt to whatever length you want them to be. So let's just bring it into the middle so we can at least see it. There we go. And I'm just going to increase this. And all right, so clicking on it, opening up the inspector, I have the ability to change a lot of things. And the majority of this project adapts to everything. So what I mean by that is, let's say this width. If I increase the width significantly, everything will increase, as well as the animations will. So if I come to the beginning, we don't see anything. And as I creep in, let's just start to creep in, we can see that everything is coming in from the edge. And as I bring everything in, everything automatically adapts to that new length. And the reason why I say that is because the length of each bar is also something that you do not have to keyframe. So let's come into bar 1, and we can see that currently this is the bar, this is the length of the bar, so I can reduce this. So let's bring this down to completely in the middle, so 0.5. We can see that it's right in the middle, and you have to remember I made these longer than default, and everything automatically adapts. So if I come to the beginning, we don't see it, and this animation will automatically adapt to, so in this case it's 0.5. So the easing and all of that will automatically adapt. So when it gets to that point, it'll start to ease into whatever this number is. I also can, and this is a bar chart of 5. If I wanted to, I could make it less. So let's just make it less. Let's make it 3. So to make it 3, we want to equally space things out. So what I mean by that is we could pick 1, 3, and 5, or we could do 2, 3, and 4, just so that they're equally spaced out. So let's just keep 1 because we already changed it up, and we'll get rid of 2 and we'll get rid of 4. So now everything's equally spaced. We also have the ability to change the bar spacing if we want them to come in tighter. Now let's go in and change the colors. So currently we have a gradient. If you've never used the gradient tool before, you have the ability to click and add new colors in as you wish. And then you also have the ability to remove points. So you just left click and you drag up and it removes the point. Drag up, it removes the point. So now it's just a solid color, as you can see there. That's completely up to you. This secondary color is, if you can see, let's pick a better point here. You can see like the outline here. That's that secondary color. Currently it's really low numbers, so we just have a little bit of an outline that you can see where the rest of that would be filled. So that's how that works. So we'll close that up. Depending on, let's come to the middle of the animation where everything's lined up. Because we made these longer, we can change the left and right, so we can bring these over to fit whatever we want. Really depends if you're just going to keep it one line. If you wanted to do 2 lines, you'll probably want to increase the spacing. And then let's go up. So then we would be able to add in 2 lines. So let's come to the middle one. So we could add, let's say, 2 lines in here if you wanted to add more line or more words per bar. So you have that ability to do as well. So that's kind of how they work. Additionally, because everything is on the edit page, we can also use the edit page video stuff. And what I mean by that is this transform stuff. So let's say we have this chart. It looks amazing. You can come in here, click this little button, drag this down, and then we'd be able to move these somewhere that would make sense for it. And then there you go. That's how we would add that in. Everything is pretty much the same for the rest of the stuff. So let's add in another little guy here, and let's do like one of these sets of 20. It's the same exact thing. Now you have to remember, because there is so much stuff in these are going to be a little heavier when rendering out and passing data. I think that each one of these has close to, when I was counting it, it was close to 450 inputs. What I mean by that is all of this stuff. Counting it out when I was setting it up, I think it was close to like 450. So these are kind of heavy, but they give you the ability to add in multiples if you, or more than just like 5, if that's something that you would be interested in doing. So those exist as well. With these, there is something that's a little bit different. These numbers, if we come in, we have the numbers down here. So as these increase, there's an animation. Let's just pick a frame that's like as they're building up. So probably like right in here. Like I said, these are kind of heavy, but as you can see, like they start off, and as they increase, so does the number increase to whatever you set the number here. So as they come in more, they're also increasing until they get to their, to their full point. So let's just go right there. So this one's currently 100. I can change this, let's say 80. And now it says it's reflected as 80 there. And then up here is that bar size. So if everything was done to 100, you could do that. And then there you go. And these numbers will also automatically adjust to the animations. And just like the previous one I showed you, everything is dynamic. So if you want this to last longer on screen, you can extend it and make it longer. But the biggest difference here is the numbers counting up, and then as they go away, you can see over here is when the bars come down, the numbers also reduce. You can see, and the transparency is also reducing a little bit there too, but those also reduce in their numbers as they come down. So that's a cool little animation, something a little bit different for that one. In the bar colors, we also have the same thing here. If you just want it to be one solid color, you just drag up so it's only 1 point. There you go, you got solid colors now. And the main difference between the 3 and 4 is how the text is showing up. So in this one, the text is above. So let's just come to the middle. The text is above, and as I write on here, it's going to go up, right? So that's how that one works. And then if I was to grab this one here, and same thing, it's all laid out the exact same way, but for this one, the text is going to go down. So you can see it's going to go down. You still have the ability to move these around if you want to. So we could say the numbers, if we want that to be on top, we can move this up. I think I'm going the right way. Yeah, we can move these up to fit on the top. As you can see there, now we have them along the top. This isn't a really good shot to use just because it's so bright up here, but that's how that would work. If you really wanted to make this a little darker in the background, we could just grab a solid color, drop that back there, and then just reduce the opacity a little bit. So there we go. So now we can see those numbers going across there. And with these, we also have the ability to turn some of them off if we didn't want them. And then finally, the other oddball out here are the circles. So we'll just grab one of these in here, and these are like the rings. So here we have the rings. We can see here, actually I like the when it was a little bit darker in the background, so let's put that back up here. Okay, so here are the rings. We have the ability to change the thickness of the ring, which changes the background ring thickness, as well as the coming on ring. And these are also the same amount, the amount in which we want to fill. And we go all the way up to 1. That's going to fill the ring all the way up. And then we could bring this back to kind of fit however we want. We have the title on the top. and then the whatever you want in the middle. You could just, if you wanted to, you could just remove this and then just put the title in the middle. That's completely up to you how you want to do that. Same way with these. As you extend them, the animations automatically adapt to the new length. You can make them as long as you want. And you also have the ability to turn things off. So what we could do in a sense is we could say, okay, we don't want 2. Let's put 1 back in here. And then let's say we just take this and duplicate it. And now on here, we'll do 3 of them, but coming back, we could move this, whoops, not zoom. We could move this up. And for this one, we could move this one down. You could really, size these up however you want. Which one am I on? Is this the one that has the, and then if we want to, we could change the spacing. I would probably do this the other way around, but you get the point. So I'd probably put this one up here and this one down here. So we could make these look however we want. We could stack them and, kind of show that off. But just wanted to show the ability to do that. One other thing, now that I'm showing that, the other thing that I guess we could also do if you get creative is, let's just grab this guy, but we could create a duplicate. So like, let's say we're doing a comparison for 2 different items. We could remove all of the text here, but we'll keep the bars showing it. And let's come into the bar color and let's just make this blue and maybe light blue, something like that. And we can come into here and we could drop it down, and then we could give a bar, like a comparison between 2 different things if we wanted to. That might, be something of interest to people as well. You have the one item versus the other item. So that's kind of how the pack works. I hope you guys like it. If you guys have any questions about the pack furthermore than this, on my website, there's a contact page. Just shoot an email there, and I'd be more than happy to help you and answer your questions. Thanks.